an asset, so if you're of value to your organization, okay, then you must be able to respect that, okay? Yeah. You're an asset, okay? Unfortunately, there's assets and liabilities, okay? Yeah. So if you are positioned as an asset, as a leader, if you know your purpose, articulately and clearly, you should be able to, say, look, my time has come, and here's a new opportunity. Yeah. But also flipping that, Eddie, I get that a lot, you know? I get people come and go. Yeah. And I can tell you that some people just come in and let you know, look, sir, here comes a time. It's been a great, wonderful journey. Yeah. And it pains, your heart bleeds, okay? But the one thing I tell everyone at Ultimate is, okay, Ultimate is not the beginning and the end, yes. Okay? Also, as a leader, I appreciate that, I want the best for you, okay? Yeah, yeah. And if I can't give it to you, if anything has come, then please take it on.
Even people are stuck in their own ways. For people who have had a chance to, say, work out of the country, you're dealing with people from different backgrounds, different cultures. Their view of the world is different. You cannot change that. The best you can do is get into that space and find a way of navigating through that. Okay. So I don't believe that what I've learned necessarily is going to go into, say, a big organization like Stanbic and change it. Yeah. If it may guide me along the way in terms of how to navigate, in terms of how to influence the leaders of that organization, but not necessarily kick the front door and change everything. In fact, I think that's disastrous because you might just end up going backwards. So I think for me is allow yourself to learn from the environment and then adapt and change from within.
Okay. Yeah. A lot of time we see people, Daniel, who go into organization and just start changing, and you find people flying from this organization to another and says, man, the new boss was come. Correct. I can't stay there. Absolutely. And this happened.
Absolutely.
Is it they themselves who are a problem, those who are running away, or actually the bosses come and want to change everything? Have you ever been in an organization and people have viewed you like that? And if yes, how were you able to deal with it? If not, had you learned these tricks before going inside there so that when you arrived, you are more warmer to people than more, cold to other people?
Yeah, I think in most cases where, and we've seen this, even in Uganda, where a CEO comes and tries to change everything overnight and the organization suffers. You lose your talent, the good people leave the company, they go to other organizations, your numbers start going down. It's a no-brainer. The good ones are the ones who quickly realize, oh, this is different, I need to adapt. I mean, I always hear people who have worked in Tanzania. Tanzanians are different. The way they do things at their pace and how they
shift and move things
relate among each other is very different. Yes. So if you come with your speed and and forcefulness, you'll get a culture shock. They'll edge you out slowly in their nice way. Before you know it, you've left the company. I remember earlier back in our breweries, we had similar people who used to come from South Africa at the time. Because Africa is obviously very fast-paced. It's about push, push, push. And a lot of them suffered. In fact, a time came when they said, you know what, this thing is not working. Let's empower now Ugandans. That's how we guys came through. Yeah.
there's a lot that is involved in the civil society organizations. There's leadership in itself, there's management of processes, there's management of the human resource, there's fundraising, there's research. It's a lot that needs to be done, and many times there is a feeling that is too much for a woman, because she has other traditional roles that she needs to do as at home. So many times as people are looking for leaders in civil society organizations, the priority is usually given to men, because of our society that feels that men have the time, men have the capacity, men have the ability to lead, to take this organization to greater heights. And women, there will be a problem. They will have to go to maternity leave. They have issues. They are too emotional. They have not done the courses that are good enough for leaders. They don't have time to to go for extra learning, or to go for work outside Kampala, because they have to tend to their children. So there's too much that society has tied around a woman. And it's true, we have these traditional roles that we have to do, but does not in any way mean that women cannot lead in these spaces.
Welcome to the CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okila on this very beautiful day when we bring you yet another CEO Bench. And of course, my guest in the studio, this particular episode of the CEO Bench needs no introduction. I first met him a few years ago when he was young, trying to set up an organization called Kitenge Africa. And he was a very passionate young man trying to, look after the street children and moving around the streets of Kampala to set up, an organization that looked after children. And I found it very fascinating. And so we gave him his first interview to basically communicate his dream, his vision, and why he was doing whatever he was doing at the time. Fast forward years down the road, we will meet ourselves again as fitness enthusiasts, as the word would say, and we were meeting in the gyms, in the coffee shops, and all running around and doing all this stuff. And as the fate has it, they say if a man has a dream and a vision, he will always go places. And a man without a vision is a man who is as good as dead, because you can wake up in the morning when you don't have a vision. And of course, later on in the years, he started the Ultimate Cycling with a group of friends, and today is the newest CEO, the newest Chief Executive Director on a rise. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming my guests this morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on which part of the world you are actually watching the CEO Bench from, Justus, Kojax, Koojo. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
Yes.
Very thrilled to be here once again. It is true, I last met, first met Eddie 8 years ago. I remember that I'd spent my series of spending a week on the streets. And I remember so well that I got a call from Eddie saying, look, we've seen that you're hanging out on the streets with the homeless children, and we want to magnify you on a platform. And I thought, what a fascinating thing. And I remember so well, I'd gone back to Mpiji where we'd resettled the homeless children, and I remember thinking to myself, who am I actually going to meet, and what is this? Fast forward, it was a great opportunity. The elevation and the pitch, and the outcome of, you know, leaders like Eddie, you know, identifying young folks in community trying to do better for everyone really magnified me to this very day, and all of the things I'm about to tell you that I'm up to and I'm doing. And there couldn't be a better way to thank you, Eddie. And, you know, a leadership like yours and every other leader out there that is doing the best to elevate others. So thank you very much, Eddie, for having me here again.
You're welcome, Justus. And I'm glad we are having this conversation this morning. We want to start this interview really, really fast. And I want to tell everybody we are streaming this interview on Justus's Facebook page, as well as House of Talent. Go onto our, website for all the 1.5, 1.8 million people Ugandan in the diaspora. You are welcome to the show. And of course, you were nominated quite very heavily by a number of people. The CEO bench is about nomination. Okay. And of course, people nominate people they want to see on the bench, and then our job is to bring them on the show.
Wow.
And people nominated you, and you are here. But I want to start from a lighter note,
yes.
Justus.
Yes.
Who is Justus, if we were to ask in a nutshell?
Thank you very much. Justus, in a nutshell, is identified as a leader, but to be very particular, life business and leadership coach. I appreciate growth on a very personal level, and so everything that I improve, my self-improvement journey every day is something that I want to share with everyone else. Aside from that, really reading from my bio, I'm a social investor. I like to put my investment to the right portals or streams. Aside from that, I'm big on community impact. I love to, bless communities as a philanthropist. Aside from that, recently I've gone back to aviation, flying as a pilot. I really want to make it possible for any child, anywhere, especially those underprivileged, to be able to dream to become pilots and fly those big birds. In a nutshell, that is it. Obviously, professional cyclist as a background, and a serial entrepreneur, which makes me also the CEO to the ultimate group of companies, a group of 8 lifestyle, fitness, and adventure companies.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Justus, growing up, if somebody wants to know you, we want to know you. Who is Justus, growing up? Did you ever see yourself? If you take us through a journey of knowing who you are, we're just going to have a conversation here, knowing who you are and growing up. Where did you grow up from? First of all, are you Ugandan? If yes, what are the values that define you as a Ugandan?
Thank you very much. I am Ugandan, Eddie. I was born in Barra, spent a bit of time there before I moved into the city, and before the opportunity to travel overseas came around. But really, the thing that excites me about my background, really, it's you can resonate, because there hasn't been anything extraordinary, growing up as an average kid. For me, I use that as a platform really to speak to everyone else, The core is that you should be able to dream and be exactly what you want to be. Yeah. Fast forward, I always had a dream, and as a kid, I actually wanted to do four main things. One was to fly, to be a pilot. Second was to build my parents a home. Third was to make a difference in 2 ways, make a difference within my community, but also make a difference from the business angle. And I would like to tell you that all the 4 things, I get my flying license anytime from now, later in the year. At 30, I'm 32 today, at 30 I was able, I feel so blessed actually. This brings tears to my eyes, but I gave my parents a brand new home in Chira. And for me, doing that, we can forget everything else, but appreciating the hustle, the effort and my parents put in to raise us, as children, but also very, very responsible children. It's really one of my very own celebrated and heartfelt achievements. Aside from that, really, I've always wanted to make a difference, just making a difference in the lives of those, I'm a product of mentorship. I'm a product of, community. I was raised by many. And so I'm forever indebted from a difference making perspective. And then the fourth element is, you know, building businesses that also made a difference.
Wow.
So that is what it is for me today, Eddie.
Wow. If you're joining us for the first time on the CEO Bench, we are talking to Justus, who is the CEO and Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies. It's a cycling, and a fitness group of companies based in Uganda, and of course, changing lives. Justus, what a moment right there, and what a, a point of transformation that you talked about. I like the story about your parents,
yes.
But I want to just take you straight to some more of a personal questions today. Who is Justus if I am first meeting you, or I'm meeting you for the first time,
yes.
and I don't know what you do and how you do it?
Yes. Thank you very much, Eddie. Since 19, again, very, very lucky. I've been very lucky to craft my purpose since I was 19. And the reason I woke up this morning, the reason that I did what I did 8 years ago when Eddie first met me, was the same purpose or the same reason that I pursue everything that I do today, Eddie. My purpose is to inspire the next year of global leaders and entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Okay, that is my purpose. That's the reason I do everything that I do. But really, the 5 main values that govern me, and if anyone has any objection around this, please reach out and let me know.
Yes.
But I truly identify 5 things. Okay, 1 is joy. Okay, I gotta show up happy no matter what. Lately, we have a pandemic. It's fine, as a business owner, I'm crippled, I'm stalled. But for me, joy transcends everything. Okay. Value number 2, Eddie, is self-development. Okay. I cannot be the same. I gotta do something. Okay. Self-improvement is an absolute value to me. All right. The 3rd value, and by the way, the order doesn't matter. 3rd value is sharing. Okay. It's unlawful for me not to split what I have. It's impossible. Else I didn't show up, else I wasn't, okay? The 4th is fitness, and by fitness is body, mind, friendships, relationships, business transactions, from a very healthy and fitness approach, absolutely, perspective. And the 5th is adventure, okay? I gotta be on an adventure, okay? I'm very, very thrilled and intrigued by the knowns and unknowns, okay? I gotta be somewhere trying to figure it out. And so for me, that as a path, or quest to seek and find things that I know and don't even know, is a very absolute value I hold dear to me.
Wow. Justus, growing up in the streets of Kampala and in Uganda for that matter, you were on the streets trying to help, the street children. What preempted you to actually go in, to do that? What motivated you to go into helping these children? What were you looking for?
No, thank you, Eddie, again. So again, the thing I learned early at 19, to be specific and particular, was that there was success and fulfillment that came out of sacrificing, okay? Obviously, I thank God for my parents and for everyone that, contributed to raising me. I had never been to a place of lack, especially to that level. And so for me, the first time I interfaced or talked to these homeless children, I knew that aligned the value of making a difference, okay? That I had pre-set, okay? It aligned the star of me starting my journey to make a difference in the lives of those, okay? And for me, getting and spending time with homeless children and truly comprehending the fact that no one cared about them, they were absolutely not sure about where their next meal came from. I just couldn't, even as a 19-year-old Eddie, I couldn't settle. I couldn't go back and behave like everything was fine. I had to make little differences, and then that energy, when you have the right energy, Eddie, you must know this, also as a Christian, you know that stars align, okay? And so meeting you, Eddie, and the elevation you gave me then, okay? As little as it might have seemed, makes a difference.
Wow. Just as let's dive into more of a question on the leadership. The CEO bench focuses on leadership, change management, and transformation.
Yes.
Having known you a little bit, of course, we'll get back to where you started in the company and all these things that you're doing. But I want to take you straight to some of the personal questions that I have for you before we go into that. And before we continue, we want to go into a break. And when we come back, we will be doing, change management, leadership, and transformation with Justus here. And if you have a question or comment or kisses, keep it coming. We'll be ready for it. Coffee break. The CEO will be right back. It's a CEO bench. My name is Eddie Okela, and welcome from that break. In the studio is Justus Kojax Koojo, who is the CEO, the founder, and the Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group Uganda, group of companies. Justus, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much.
We want to take you straight to the leadership.
Yes.
What is your understanding of leadership? What is leadership to you?
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Eddie. As far as I can fathom, leadership is serving, okay? To be in a place of leadership, you must be willing to serve, okay? Unfortunately, I see so many people, especially in the African context, unfortunately, Eddie, I see so many people perceive leadership as power, okay? I would like to challenge them. I would like to challenge your leaders to think about leadership as going overboard, okay? Lay your hands out for those, okay? Do not wait to be, it's not about the appraisal, it's not about the worshiping, okay? You got it wrong, Be ready to go and serve, okay? Serve diligently, and out of that comes your true blessing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And on that note, Justus,
Yes.
Are you a leader?
I absolutely believe so.
If yes, what makes you a leader?
Thank you very much for that. So one of the things I learned early also in life, Eddie, it's going overboard. Like I said, I'm a servant, okay? I said I'm a Christian. I am here to serve the Most High, okay? But also in the context of the day-to-day, I will tell you that, for everyone that interfaces with the Ultimate Group or wherever in the marketplace, you must know that for me, it's getting my hands dirty, okay? I am about to fold my sleeves here on the show because that's what it is for me, okay?
Yes.
We must be ready to do the work, all hands on deck and deliver, okay? The mission and the promise, okay?
Yeah.
So, but over and above it all, one thing I learned early in life also, Eddie, is the element of giving value, okay? As a leader, given our positions, Eddie, we must be able to add as much value, okay? I see so many people come with the mindset of taking, okay?
Yes.
And unfortunately, that also creates barriers, because no one has it all to give, if you know what I mean, okay?
Yeah.
As a leader, I do challenge you. It's something I would like to talk about later. You gotta be thinking about value addition, okay?
Yeah.
As a leader, how do you give value? What do you have to give, okay? And I want to challenge you again. Every one of you has something to give, okay? No hand is too rich to receive and none too poor to give. Wow. So that's how I perceive a leadership, Eddie.
Wow. And on that question of leadership, I want to just, take you to what is your understanding of leadership from the society where you, from first of all, from a personal level?
Yes.
From the family, from the society, from the corporation level where you sit now, and from the national level. A lot of us don't get this quite very well. What's your understanding of that?
No, thank you very much. I'll start with the personal level, okay?
Yes.
I can't articulate it better than really the opportunity to serve, okay? Now, however, of course, as we go to serve, we must be willing to change, okay? We must be willing to conform, okay? I also like to say that we're all on a journey. None of us has arrived, okay? Eddie hosts me today. He's someone, a leader that I admire and look up to. But he's also on a journey, okay?
Yes.
I see you every day, Eddie, posting about self-development and growth. And I see you talk to other seniors and peers that you're constantly learning from. So there is a formula I have around, and it's the spirit of awakening, okay?
Yeah.
I like to challenge all you leaders out there, okay? From a personal level,
Yeah.
if you want to see something different in your life, Eddie,
Yeah.
to everyone other listening in,
Yeah.
you must be very intentional about the change you want to see, okay?
Yeah.
Change only begins with you, okay? There is no way we're going to change our nation, our continent, and the world if you're not starting with ourselves, okay?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's inward out, okay? So go in, work on your character. Character is within, and then personality and everything comes up later. One of my favorite metaphors and one of the tools I like to basically speak to people around that, Eddie, is so many people, especially as stuck as we might be, you know, I know that everyone is at a different place, okay? All you people listening in, we're all at different places, okay? This morning, everyone woke up with their own energy, okay? Some of you might be watching us live, you know? You know, under your beds, that's fine. Some might be somewhere, you know, your work desk streaming in live, and some maybe are stuck in traffic or whatever, okay? Now, the most overlapping thing I hear is, where do I start from, okay? And Eddie, I have been constantly thinking about how to challenge you to think about self-development, okay? Starting now on, and this is actually why I put it, Eddie, okay? And I know that so many of us are going to resonate, okay?
Yes.
For those speaking from, you know, religious background, okay?
Yeah.
There's been a moment where we've given our lives to God, okay?
Yeah.
To Christ, okay?
Yeah.
And to Allah, all of the respective fraternities, okay?
Yeah.
There dawns a spirit, a fever, a feel on you that you are tired of the past, okay? And you want to see something new, okay? I hope you all can relate, okay?
Yes.
Something occurs to you as I am done with the past, I want a new future, okay? Present and future, okay? Now, I challenge you to think about all the things you want to do better, okay? At a personal level, start with that. It could be, you know, it could be snoozing your alarm, you know. Some of us struggle to wake up, you know. I'm a 4 a.m. riser, okay? I'm actually challenging myself to put it to 3 a.m. Eddie, I also know you're a very early riser, okay?
Yes.
And there's nothing that beats that, okay? This is not the rationale. This is not the end of life.
Yes.
But I'm just using this as an
So
example.
that would be your self-leadership motivation.
So, you know, be intentional.
Yeah.
You got to be intentional. You mean it
If
to
you
win
want
it.
to achieve something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, Eddie, I see you doing all these, you know, tremendous, energizing lifts in the gym, you know, and I can tell you, you gotta build the right momentum, build the right energy and attitude, and go win.
Yeah.
Okay, now we flip that to the organization, okay?
Yeah.
Now, from an organizational standpoint, I truly believe that leadership is at the center of it all, okay?
Yes.
There could be company culture, there could be your vision overall as an organization, there could be other factors that play in, such as environmental, there are things you have control over and not, but really what's at the center of everything is the leadership, okay? So organizational level, I put it to leadership, okay? And one thing I've learned at work, you know, organizational leadership, Eddie, is that everything is on me as a leader. If I walk into that boardroom and it's dirty, it's not the cleaner, it's me.
Because the cleaner probably have seen from you that you are not clean, so, and there's no drive to them to do something.
Absolutely, you know. If it is fraud recently, and of course if you run an organization, anywhere, you know, big size organization, you know, things like fraud transcend, okay? And I was chatting one of my team leads and telling them, look, whereas we might be confronted by this challenge, first of all, I see it as an opportunity for us to grow, but also it's on us, leadership. Because if you build the right systems, the right processes, it's on you to build the right teams, you know, that are not tempted by, you know, littless petty things, people that should buy into the vision. So that's still a leadership problem. So leadership is at the center of organizational leadership change, but also I encourage every other leader to learn, let's learn to own up, okay?
Yeah.
To the things that confront us day in, day out. And finally, Eddie, sorry, the national level, really, it is, again, if you want to be the city where pedestrians are respected, cyclists are respected, where there's order, where corruption is not a thing, it really starts with you as well, okay? And we cannot be pointing those fingers at the Most High. To be honest, if every one of us went in, do that work, I think the change is obvious.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're listening to Justus Kojax, the founder and Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. If you're watching up from anywhere across the world, we want to say welcome to the CEO Bench. If you're catching for the first time, you're going to share this link far and wide to your friends. Justus, just before we take our next break, I just want to ask you one more question before we move from the leadership point of view. How does one actually begin to pick themselves up? How do I get out of the comfort zone of my life? A lot of young people who want to make it in life are always whining and, and crying and saying so many things.
Yes.
And it goes back to nobody's giving me opportunity, nobody gave me a chance to do something. But here you are sitting and telling us what you have done to get through your life. Would you like to share on that personal leadership and self-leadership what I need to do? 3 things that I must do now that will take me to the next level, that I can get up and I also be like you tomorrow, as a leader.
Thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. If you're listening out there, this is my encouragement to you, okay? First principles, okay? Eddie, every one of us gotta know that purpose, okay? If you can't articulate why you woke up this morning, my favorite thing to say is go back and sleep, figure that out, come back, okay? Because else you're going to be of more harm than good. Eddie, let's think about it, right?
Yes.
If you have no reason to wake up, go back and sleep. You have a reason, get up, okay? So the number one thing, everything that I do revolves around purpose. Eddie, if we're going to Jinja and here we are going to Mbarara, how much longer is it going to take us? Whereas if our coordinate is Jinja, we hit it, Jinja Road, simple, right? So number one, know your purpose. Have some tools to actually plug in if you'd like to. Please reach out. I am happy to work with you, okay? This is what I live for, and I would like to, support you grow at purpose. The second thing is once you know your purpose, okay, know the things you're good at, okay? Because that is your value to give, okay? Eddie hosts us today, and actually most of you can't see the amazing young men behind, the team behind the show, the people working, they are talented at what they do, and that is how we are here, okay? In other words, that is their value to give, okay? That's the value you bring, okay? I have a formula around keeping yourself relevant, Eddie, okay? You gave me value today. You say, Justus, I'm reaching out, okay? I tell you, I get very busy, okay? Especially now that I'm back to, a flying school. But you're giving me value. I have no reason not to show up. This is very good value, Eddie, okay? Now, know your value and be willing to give it, okay? You have free value and you have paid value. Okay, Eddie, I can only.
How do I know which one is free and which one is for paid? Because a lot of us don't even know the difference between the two. Whether this is paid value or this is not paid value, we don't know.
That's true. That is also coaching that I do. Okay, because Eddie, between you and I, if you would have asked me to pay $500, you should have paid it because I see the value. Okay. But maybe this is a series, okay? Maybe you're building momentum, you are building, a portfolio, okay? That next time you have to host CEOs, they are paying $1,000 and more to be here, okay? So Facebook is free, but there's a paid version of it, isn't it? Instagram is free, there's a paid version, okay? So once you know your skill sets, Eddie, okay? Know what to give. In other words, I am Justus, I'm a leader, I represent entrepreneurship, life coaching and business life and leadership coaching, and this is my free value to give now, okay? However, if you want me over and above it all, this is what my paid version
look like?
It looks like.
Wow.
Exactly.
And the third thing,
And
you
the
talked
third,
about purpose, you
yes,
talked about value, so
absolutely.
we want to go to the third one.
Now, the third one really is to be proactive, okay? Once you know those things, okay?
Yes.
I'll walk into Mandela at CJ's and tell him, look, here's 30,000 worth of leadership, okay? Now, what is leadership? Leadership is Eddie, you and I going in to talk to the amazing staff at CJ's, okay? Now, we value our time, okay? And the tool we bring in, and that equates to that. Eddie, one challenge I have for you is, and this is actually the thing I do with coaching, you know?
Yeah.
Now, for instance, Eddie, I would like your bio to say somewhere, okay? Because you've given us leaders platform, yeah? To speak and be heard and to impact, okay?
Yeah.
Even though this is free value given, I would like to challenge you to account for your everything.
Yes.
The people behind the cameras, your equipment, your power, your time.
Yeah.
It's fine to say, Justus, I gave Justus $1,000 of value. And if your bio says, every year, I donate $300,000 worth of value to other leaders, to elevate them, to magnify them so their mission is out there. If I read that on your LinkedIn, I really want to connect, okay? And that attracts the right energy.
Wow.
Okay? So, purpose, know what you're good at. Matter of fact, be very good at it. And number 3, be very willing to give. Account for your time. Time is money.
Wow. Well, guys, just as right there, we're going to take another break. The CEO Bench will be back, but on the CEO Bench is Justus Kojax, who is the founder and the CEO or the Chief Executive Director of Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. We'll be right back after this break. This is the CEO Bench.
Olowo, thank you for watching House of Talent television. I love to inspire people. I love to talk about my experiences and how God has been able to use me in the different exposures. And through the leadership, through change management and transformation, I've been able to do a couple of things in my life. Now, are you a kind of person who is tired of your status quo? Do you want your situation to change? Are you tired of what is going on in your life? You know, change is a fact of life. We've all been through experiences in the last couple of months that have taken us to a place where we need to do something about our lives. We need to change whatever is going on. So if you have not piled up investment for yourself, you need to do that. If you've not done businesses to hold your family in future, you need to do that. Are you thinking of full-time employment? You need to be thinking about your life after employment or your business in the next couple of years. So if you want us to chat, if you want us to talk about this, please get in touch with us at SEAL Uganda on number 0772443085 or check our website www.sealuganda.com, or on all the social media handles. You can hook me up or Facebook, that is Jean-Paul Olowo, on Instagram, Jean-Paul Olowo, and on Twitter and LinkedIn. Then we can chat a way forward with you. We can help you, we can coach you, we can walk with you this journey of financial freedom. Thank you.
Welcome back from that break. This is CEO Bench. My name is Eddie Okela, and in the studio is Justus Kojax, who is the founder and the Chief Executive Director of the Ultimate Group of Companies in Uganda. Justus, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much, Eddie.
I love the part that you talked about purpose.
Yes.
A lot of us don't have purpose in life.
Yes.
We are doing so many things, we don't know what purpose, for what
Right.
purpose, for what reason are we doing
Absolutely.
this. And that is tied to self-leadership.
Yes.
Self-leadership is giving self-meaning, appointing self, and giving self opportunity to do something.
Right.
The second thing you talked about was, you know, be more aware of the value that you're giving out. What is my value?
Yes.
You cannot demand for more pay or more money or more value from others when you're not giving the same value.
No.
And in fact, just as you know, as a CEO, I want to just take you straight to that moment where we begin to go into change management.
Yes.
A lot of people try to, you know, say you are a CEO, and I know you employ people in an organization, and I meet so many people who want to be paid high, you know, paying checks or receiving high paying checks. But whenever you ask them, so what is your value? What are you giving for the company to give you this much?
Yes.
We have struggled to get people who can tell me or who can tell us that I give this much value, therefore I'm worth this much value. If you go and stand on the street, you find very few people who can tell you what their value is, but you speak very passionately about value. I want to touch this a little bit more.
Yeah.
You know, to the person who works for you and demand for more money, but is not worth the money. How do you deal with that situation?
No, thank you, Eddie. It's a common thing, but I also trust that being the leader I am, or at least continue to learn to be, more than anything, I want my people, you know, anyone that comes, you know, it's a partnership, it's collaborative, like we like to call it, you know, to be a part of the ultimate family. These things eventually come out, you know. There's gotta be coachings that happen every time to time. You gotta be able to account for your time, for what you're asking, okay? And so it's very common, that's for sure. But one of the things that, you know, working or being a part of the ultimate group of companies really directly or indirectly basically shapes you to understand is, you know, quantifying, you know, measurable value, tangible value, okay? And so that is really my approach, okay? But like you said, idea again, back to everyone else listening, you must be able to account, you know, for your value given, you know, put in the time, put in the hours and get the results. And then you can leverage that, okay? Come in and tell me, look, see, we made $50,000 out of this. It's fair to ask for anything, okay? It's very, very fair to ask for anything thereafter, okay?
Wow.
Yeah.
Just as not every one of us is capable of doing that. We're looking at the check that is on the screen right there, and that's you with a group of people. We want to talk about the ultimate cycling, you know, the ultimate group of companies and, you know, a couple of your products and what you're actually offering, and you as a CEO of executive director of, you said, among 8 other people. Would you take us through what is the service that is offered by, you know, the ultimate group of companies?
No, thank you, Eddie, for the opportunity. So we are a group of 8.
Yes.
Adventure, fitness, and tourism, okay? Now, the flagship brand, you know, the thing that started first is Ultimate Cycling.
Yes.
Ultimate Cycling is a community of passionate riders and bike shops, okay? Now, out of the bike shop, we also birthed the first professional bike brand, which is the Gorilla Bikes, okay? I benchmark the name Gorilla because racing out of Uganda, North America, Europe, South Africa, Asia, people relate Uganda to Idi Amin. Or the gorillas, okay? So for me, I took that opportunity to benchmark and retell the story of Uganda, okay? Hence the gorilla bikes, and 5% of our top line revenue goes to conserving the gorillas, okay? Now, one other reminder is I live for community and leadership, okay? So all of the businesses that we run, they are very, very community sensitive, okay? So 5% of the gorilla bikes goes to the conservation of the gorillas we have in Uganda. Fast forward, actually, I'm really excited to tell you about our latest product we're launching. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Ultimate Adventures mobile application, which is basically the first activities-only multi-sided platform. Vendors and the adventure seeker, it's a market platform for you. It's a marketplace online for you to actually book all of your activities. Now, our beautiful core proposition is basically co-creating non-existing activities in Uganda, okay? We launched Independence Day this year. We have really, really cool and amazing things, but also one of the products we have actually coming is we're basically going into the aviation space, okay? Now we have the ultimate aviation club coming. This is basically licking the cat out of the basket, but we have to dream, guys, you know?
Yes, of course.
So we want to make a lot of things possible, especially from a tourism aviation perspective in Uganda. But continuing on with the other brand, we have the Ultimate Fitness Kampala, which is a premium workout space in Uganda. And like I said, I don't show up without giving value. Eddie, allow me to give you a family membership, annual membership. You and your family are now on members of the Ultimate Fitness Kampala Club because you love to work out. So anytime your membership card is running, and so please welcome, you know.
Wow. I don't think that these guys actually understood what you've just given the show. You know, so let me just give you an understanding of what the membership is when we talk about membership in the gym. That's probably $1,200.
Yes.
A year.
Yes.
And it could be even more than that.
No, absolutely. Yes. Now with, you know, family is $2,000.
It's $2,000.
$2,000 a year.
Wow.
Yes.
Which usually so many people are looking for. So thank you very much, Justus.
Of course, Eddie. Thank you.
And I want to just take you straight to the next point here. Changing lives.
Yeah.
You started moving from a young person to changing your life. We're going into change management.
Yes.
A lot of us don't know how to transition from one point to the next point. We're struggling to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. We don't know. But you're here right now. You're a CEO, executive director of a group of companies that are doing amazing things out of Uganda, going to the world. If I'm watching you from anywhere across the world and I don't know what to do, I mean, what would you say was the journey of change management from your perspective? And I want to say change management from this kind of perspective. What is your understanding, first of all, of change management? And which principles are you always using as Justus to move from point A to point B to point C?
Yes.
And also the change management from the ultimate cycling. When you first started, I remember launching your first, you know, group ride going to Ginger, I think from Kisementi a couple of years ago. And down the road, the company has now moved on to assembling bikes and, you know, and to, you know, the aviation part of it, the tourism part of it, and now we are going into the applications for booking part of it. What is your understanding of change management, and which principles do you use as an individual to move out from where you are to the next level? Because it's not easy.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Allow me to quote my favorite, one of my favorite humans in this country, Amos Wekesa.
Yes.
I hope you're watching, or at least give us a mention here, okay? Yes. I'm very fascinated by Amos's story, okay? Yes. And I remember we're talking to, you know, all of the DPCs in Uganda and Olilim, and I remember Amos articulating his story, okay? Amos is not afraid to say he was so poor, you know, born and raised, well, raised in an orphanage type of setting and coming into the city to do the hustle, okay? I remember the thing that stood out for me most, Eddie. Amos said he used to walk, okay, of sorts from kind of Bukoto to Nsambia only to eat meat, okay? Yes. And that brought so much delight, okay? However, on his way back walking, of course the meat starts to cut, okay? Yes. Now, in Amos's words, I remember that he said, while walking, suddenly he started crying, okay? He was very poor, okay? He started crying, okay? Now, to me, that occurs to me as that moment where you are tired, you know? I want to see something different for myself, Eddie, okay?
I want to change.
I want to change, yeah? If you don't catch that, unfortunately, things might stay the same, okay? So catch those triggers. What are you tired of, okay? Okay? Eddie, I celebrate you today. It's a delight being here, okay? You have come from point A to B. Yeah. You have a vision. Takes me back to purpose. Yes. What do you want in life, okay? And how are you going to take your strides, okay? My other very favorite metaphor, Eddie, was before my very first flight, okay? Hearsay, planes, go, glide, okay? Turbulence, etc. That's fine, okay? My very first flight, I didn't know what takeoff was. I didn't know what landing was, but I fixed my eyes or my attention to takeoff, okay? Now check in, all of that stuff, taxiing, you know, basically the craft leaving, wherever it is, to the runway.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay? When runway moment, when takeoff moment comes, you will know, okay? The momentum builds, the sound, everything is, I am ready to go.
Yes.
This is a huge unit vessel, trimming, gliding the skies.
Yes.
Oh man, guys, I get very passionate about this, but really it is that you want to see something different.
Yes.
Go scratch, dig the ground, mean it, Eddie, okay?
Yeah.
Mean it to go from point A to B.
Yeah.
Otherwise, same old story.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, how do we communicate change moving forward? You know, from what you're saying, assuming you're moving from your job to the next job, or you're moving from another organization to the next organization, how would you be able to communicate that to others? Because another problem we have with most people normally is moving from one point to the next point. They don't know how to go about it, and sometimes some people burn the bridges, or you know, crash the plane. In the takeoff you crash and then you can't go back inside. How do you manage and how do you communicate to say, guys, I'm moving from point A to point B, I'm sorry but I'm moving now? How do you communicate that, and how are you managing changes in those different organizations that you have at the Ultimate Group?
No, thank you very much, Eddie. So change is inevitable, and there's never a day anything is kept constant, okay? So going back to first principles, okay, if you are an asset, so if you're value to your organization, okay, then you must be able to respect that, okay? You're an asset, okay? Unfortunately, there's assets and liabilities, okay? So if you are positioned as an asset, as a leader, if you know your purpose, articulately and clearly, you should be able to, you know, say, look, my time has come, and here's a new opportunity. But also flipping that, Eddie, I get that a lot, you know? I get people come and go. And I can tell you that some people just come in and let you know, look, sir, here comes a time. It's been a great, wonderful journey, and it pains, you know, your heart bleeds, okay? But the one thing I tell everyone at Ultimate is, okay, Ultimate is not the beginning and the end, okay? Also, as a leader, I appreciate that, you know, I want the best for you, okay? And if I can't give it to you, if anything has come, then please take it on, okay? However, also the other thing I've seen with a lot of, you know, fellow employers, it's, even actually speaking to the employees, okay, I see people transition and live in, you know, a bit of turbulence, okay? Now, I want to encourage you really as an employer, and also something I learned from Amos Wekesa, do not put emotions, okay? So from an employer-employee perspective, we agree that life is a journey, and that's it, okay? So the benchmark is, as a leader, I know that you're another leader, you know, you're going to sprout and branch, you know, go be anything, you know. I wish I had it all to give you, but that is how life is.
Wow. That said, on the change management, my last question, the change management, what are the secrets that you have used in managing change from Kitenge to, you know, your family to Kitenge, and then from Kitenge to, you know, the Ultimate cycling, the, you know, and then going into what you are now, you know, becoming in life as a CEO of the organization. I'm sure along the way, there are some secret stuff that you've done to get you there. If you would share with us, what are those things that you used in managing change to get from one point to the next point?
No, really,
three things, if you
have. Three things, I think the very first thing is consistency, okay? Managing change, and especially, you know, building a team, you know, feeling so delighted in what you've built, and for many other reasons, seeing, you know, some people drop, or even seeing the vision change, it only takes one thing, consistency and commitment, actually commitment being the second, to really stick to that coordinate, okay? Otherwise, very, very, very easy to get, you know, deviated. I think I would work by the two, but really also the other third thing actually to say is, one, you must be able to dream, have a good vision, and be able to sell it. I think the other very, very important thing, the gap with all of the, most of the entrepreneurs, at least I see, is, you know, the lack of, you know, you must articulate your vision.
Yeah.
It's got to be a real good vision,
Yeah.
big, and then sell it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Justus, we're talking to Justus Kojax right here on the CEO Bench. The CEO Bench focuses on bringing people like him who are on the move to the top, and those who are aspiring to lead you to a position of success. You know, if you're not careful, they can also lead you to a position of failure. And those already on the top and coming down, we've hosted many people here as CEOs, and we are here to allow them share their experiences as people who have done it and people who are doing it, and so that you can learn a thing or two from Justus. I want to just bring you through straight first to the question that I have from somebody. Okay. Says, hi Eddie Okila, thank you very much for bringing Justus on the show. That gentleman inspires me. I saw him when I was at Watoto Church when he was growing up. Look at the person he has become today. I'm an old person, but the young man challenges me with the things that he's doing. Wow. Justus, I have a question for you.
All right.
How can I turn around my life from employment? I've been in employment for long, and I'm hearing what you're saying right now. I can't even do 3 of the things you're doing. Can you just share one thing that I can do at my age as a 54-year-old man still in employment to move? I want to move into, you know, self-employment or move into retirement, but I don't know how to go about it. And then you talk about fitness. How do you ride a bike from Jinja all the way to Karamoja and back? What courage? Who do I need to spend time with?
Yes.
I mean, suddenly this person knows you. Suddenly this person talks about, makes reference of, you know, time they have had with you at Watoto.
Yes.
And he's still in employment.
Yes.
I think you've had this question before we go into the transformation. Yes.
No, absolutely. Thank you very much. So 2 things. I will start with the cycling, Kampala, Karamoja, Jinja, Karamoja, and back. Yes. For the record, I have friends that have cycled the whole world, 4 years, 6 years on that bike, pedaling, okay? Now, in translation to this, to scale it down to this, for me, I love metaphors, by the way, okay? So I use cycling as a journey, okay? So we are all going through life, and obviously you have your course, okay? If I'm going from here to point B, it is a journey. The ups, the downs, the weather changes, sometimes we fall off our bikes. That is fine. We meet awesome people, we meet some not very nice people to us. So really it goes back to the principle of, you know, the vision, the purpose, okay? Obviously we get discouraged, we get encouraged, even with business, with life, you will meet the same on the trail, okay? The most important thing takes me back to the principle of purpose. Know who you are, what you want, and start there, okay? Now, brings me back to the second question. One of the things I teach with business coaching is I love building models that are basically built around passion. Know your purpose, that's the principle, but number 2, know your passions, okay? Now, for me, I love biking, okay? This is something I would do for nothing, okay? Passion also translates to something you'd suffer for, Eddie, right?
Yes, true.
Like the passion of Christ. Christ suffered for us, okay? I would basically suffer for biking. However, imagine this scenario, okay? Now, bikes, okay? Riding a bike pays me, okay? What a perfect scenario. Like, how good could it get? If you're doing something that you would do for nothing, but then now it's paying you, okay? So first principles, I love building models around our passion. Let's talk about your why, but also go into understand what are things you like, okay? Do you love farming? Do you like to see animals thrive? And, you know, do you just like talking to people? Are you a comforter? Build a model around that, okay? And it's something I'm also really happy to do. I'm happy to donate time and we build a model for whoever asked that question. So really, I think that's how far I can go for now. But really, know your purpose, know your passions, and the third line is basically your values. What governs you? Okay, if you have those set of values, then that's your code.
Wow,
absolutely. Wow. And then best case scenario, tier 2 is how do you go passion to portfolio? Okay, the things you love to do, make money, monetize that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's Justus right there on the CEO Bench. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, the CEO Bench will talk about transformation as the last part of the show, and as well as we want to dig deep into the 2021 coronavirus situation. You know, what are the learnings from there, from the business perspective, from a man who owned a gym and the gym business is down. They've invested quite a significant amount of money in setting up the ultimate gym and the place down there in Bugolobi, right here in the city of Kampala. And if you visited, you have seen the place. If you've gone there to get a bike, you've seen the place. How do you bounce back from that loss of COVID-19? Stay right there, I'll be right back after this. This is the CEO Bench. It is the CEO Bench. Welcome back from that break. My name is Eddie Okela, and Justus, welcome back to the program.
Thank you.
First of all, I want to share some love coming out from some of the people watching you.
Oh, thank you.
And Ella Don watching from Naguru, the city suburb of Kampala. Thank you very much. She says she's following the show.
Nice.
And I have my brother from another mother, Daniel, in the US, saying I stayed up late to basically follow up the show. And I've got another gentleman all the way in Australia, says it's late in my my place of residence right now, but I love seeing those people do their thing. I saw their race in Karamoja with Amos Wekesa. That was amazing, and I love it. Wow. So there are people who have been following. And I have a gentleman here called Loja Businje saying, keep winning, bro. I'm following the show. And then, of course, I have got my brothers from another mothers in Tanzania. I said, I love the story of, running around with a bike. I've seen Amos Wekesa and Justus doing some amazing stuff. They inspire me to get into riding the bike as a part of my fitness. That's the good stuff.
Oh, yes.
You want to read some from there?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much. I also want to thank everyone on my page right now live. Moses in Dubai, thank you very much. Actually, Moses saw me take it from 10. I used to have a crazy bike, BMX, and they must have thought I was crazy, but here we are today. Consistency is everything.
From childhood, you're riding the bike.
10 years, yes. Same goes to Roger Businje here. My mother is actually tuned in here.
Wow.
So this is Mommy, and Chichi is my last born. They say they are very, very proud of me. Of course, I'm very, very proud of you all. Thank you very much, by the way. My parents, I thank you in a very, very tremendous way. My sisters, I'm the only son of 5. I appreciate you, Mom. I can't be here, Dad, family, sisters, and all of my extended family. There is no way, Eddie, I could have been here today if it were not for my parents.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Yes, but overseas, I see Don Larry as well. Cynthia in Belgium, someone I also grew up with here. And Ida, my yearly fellow. I appreciate you guys. And everyone else, thank you for the love. We appreciate it.
Wow. So we want to read another one from here, coming from London. My name is Joyce. I'm based in London. I love to see those two people ride the bicycle. They have turned around. They made Kampala now has become a place to ride the bike. Thank you guys for leading the way, and thank you for investing in making people live healthy life. I'm enjoying the show. Where have I been? Well, the CEO Bench has been here all these years, guys, and of course we want to say thank you very much for being a part of the family of the CEO Bench growing bigger and better. Justus, our time is fast spent, but we want to go back to the show.
Yes.
I want to take you straight to transformation.
Yes.
Transformation requires that everything that we're doing has a measurable metrics.
Yes.
In order for us to make an impact or to measure the impact of what we're doing, we must have justifiable, measurable metrics to follow what we're doing.
Yes.
Now, you have obviously been changing lives and turning around things wherever you have been.
Yes.
What are the tools that you use to measure your impact of the things you're doing? 1, in the community, 2, on the individuals that you interact with, 3, on the people you work with, and 4, in your own family.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Eddie. I get that a lot. Oversee, because we juggle and I'm a dreamer, doing so many things at the same time, So oversee, you will get revenues, good indicators. If it's business, you will get, like for the Kitenge Africa Foundation, basically getting kids go through school. We use very, very strategic M&E tools to basically account for 100,000 lives reached and impacted somewhat. Family, really, it is well-being, wellness. It is one of actually my favorite things here is also failure, Eddie, And that brings me back to something I'll talk about, you know. So mindset, how we look at things, okay? Failure for me, I celebrate failure, okay? As an entrepreneur, I have so many wins and so many falls, okay? So I choose to perceive failure as a success because it is graduation. It is basically getting me wiser and giving me a very different opinion, you know, about things that I've tried. Because otherwise then I'm forever in remorse of, you know, the unknown. I wish I'd done that and maybe could have, you know, been anything. So over and above everything else, failure is something actually I use as a tool, okay, to measure progress and success.
Wow. And in terms of transformation, how is your project transforming the lives of the people that you are implementing? For example, talk about the, you know, the cycling business. How is it transforming the lives of people who buy the bicycles from you? Do you have the tool to measure that?
Yes, absolutely. So first off, we have part of the reason the Ultimate Cycling Uganda was started was there was lack of similar or like-minded, you know, communities, okay? Now, as we speak right now, we have a database, okay, of over 3,000 people that are vested into cycling, or at least very, very deliberate about, you know, the development of cycling in Uganda. We have liaison and engagement with the KCCA, the government of Uganda, UNRA, okay, and obviously you see the president talk a lot about the opportunity to create bicycle lanes, you know. Every other lockdown, the president talks about, you know, people going out on their bicycles, okay. That is tangible, and I would like to say that, you know, the vision at Ultimate Cycling is to enthuse people to cycle, okay. I can tell you that people are enthused about cycling. The only one thing I have to say is people that are driving cars and bodabodas or bikes, please have some regard for the cyclists, you know, because we are very eco or environmental friendly. We do not remit or throw out any gases. It is very, very good. Of course, it's a very good physical exercise, you know, physical, mental, and all of the above, but also there's a very big social element, you know. We ride with CEOs, you know. Eddie has flagged us here. Eddie has a CEO flagging a bunch of CEOs and others, okay. We've basically been able to employ, we basically have our operations around the country now in Bunyonyi, Jinja, Mbale, Mukono, and Kampala, and we're actually spreading out, okay. All of that is employment opportunities, but also whenever we go out into communities, Eddie, to ride, like when we go from here to Karamoja, we're basically going with support vans, which are basically, you know, getting a lot of gas. We are eating on our trail. We basically pay for accommodation. We check into lodges and, you know, have a comfortable bed after a long day. And so that is a lot of value addition down the chain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Justus, let's talk about 2020. The coronavirus pandemic came into the world and turned around everything.
Yes.
You, as an investor, and your colleagues have just invested into a very big, beautiful place.
Yes.
The Ultimate Gym.
Yes.
The investment.
Yes.
What has been the impact of coronavirus onto that business, and how are you dealing with it?
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Eddie. So again, for me, it's the paradigm shift, mindset, okay? So whereas COVID is here, first of all, I acknowledge that COVID doesn't only slap us as a business. Everyone is, okay? My best, as most grounded, knowing that aeroplanes at some point were all grounded, okay? Now, if all of the, you know, multi-billion-dollar industries are grounded, then who are we, you know? But fast forward, here we are today. COVID has taught us that we can basically sell gym equipment. So we basically run that as a showroom.
Wow.
Okay, right now Ultimate Fitness basically consults in gym management, gym equipment, gym construction. And so if you're out there, you want to build a gym at home, all these condominium blocks and apartments coming up, the lodges have a lot of need for that. That is basically what COVID has taught us.
So that's what you transformed your business.
That is it.
In the COVID-19 situation period. That's what you trained on.
Absolutely. But also the beauty is, you know, not only to sell to Kampala, okay? Because it's also very limiting with a physical location. Your market size is that little. Now, when we go online and sell equipment, then we are servicing East Africa. That is the vision, okay? A beautiful e-commerce website that basically services East Africa and across.
Wow. Justus, let's talk about what are you looking for in life? as a person? With all of this going on at your age now, what are you looking for in life? What more are you looking for in life?
Yeah. In a nutshell, I'll take you back to my purpose. Why I woke up this morning is to inspire the next tier of global leaders and entrepreneurs. Everything that I do, Eddie and everyone else watching, revolves around that. That's the epitome, that's the center of my heart, okay? Now, what I'm doing now with all of the new products we're launching is basically creating 1 million jobs across the African continent. Because we are leveraging innovation and technology, okay? Once we launch, okay, we are basically scaling across Africa and basically hence creating jobs, and you can go down that value chain, okay? It is basically 1 million jobs across the African continent. Once that is arrived at, I am free.
Wow.
Absolutely.
I want to just ask you a question, you know, a closing question actually, really. What excites you every day you wake up in the morning? Every day you wake up in the morning, what is getting you so excited about that when you get up in the morning, you're excited, and what do you want to achieve with that excitement?
Yes. Thank you, Eddie. So, the most overlapping thing or the most transcending thing for me here is purpose, values, and my passions, okay? Now, I feel very lucky again. I'm so aligned, okay? When I'm doing, you know, community transformation and leadership projects, you know. For instance, when one of the most priceless moments I've had in life, I remember just going to a corner, docking myself for a minute, was playing soccer, football, with former homeless children were taken from Kampala to Mpigi, okay?
Wow.
Now, that is wealth, okay?
Yeah.
And I just want to tell you now, as I wrap it up, for me it is, we are looking, okay, the reason I woke up again is to basically build the next generation and not buy the next building, okay? So we are not looking for the next building to buy or to build.
Yes.
We are basically looking for the next generation to build, okay?
Wow.
And for me, that is my why. Every time I get up in the morning, it is, what difference can I make, okay? Because out of that defines my true definition of wealth, okay?
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Wow. Wow. I want to say a big shout out to my brother from another mother, JB Atine, all the way in, I think in Belgium. JB, thank you very much for being a part of the CEO bench, growing bigger and better. And of course, I want to reach out to my sister from another mother, Professor Penny Nachayo, all the way in Washington University. Shout out to you from another brother here who is spitting fire on the CEO bench. Justus, this has been a great moment having you on the CEO bench. And somebody is asking a question here. It says, well, thank you very much, Eddie Okela, for bringing the gentleman to the show. I have enjoyed the CEO bench today. Ask him, how was Justus able to connect with Amos Wekesa and becoming very good friends? But also, was it easy to teach Amos how to ride a bike? He never used to ride a bike. Now he looks more fitter. Well, they basically want to know, how do you connect with people like Amos Wekesa, and how do you get them to ride the bicycle? That's the question coming in. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Very, very good that you asked that. I take you back to the same principle, okay? Who are you? What are you good at? And what's your free value to give, okay? The first time I met him, he actually called. I see you sell bikes. He came around. Being that Amos, you all know, he was very excited, started promoting us. That was his free value. He started promoting. Amos writes on his Facebook, we sold containers of bicycles, okay? I have never been so... My phone rang without looking. I said, thank you for calling Ultimate Cycling. How can I help you? I knew it was a surge from Amos. He gave us free value. Now, thereafter, I gave him $100,000 worth of tangible assets, okay? I built Amos and his son $30,000 bicycles. The bike he rides and his son, top notch, 50,000 USD. Okay?
Wow.
I said, I'm going to be your sponsor. Okay?
Wow.
That is free value, okay? Gear, I'm actually his sponsor, I'm his cycling sponsor, okay? The rest is history, synergies, okay? And that is the hack. What do you have to give right away?
Wow.
That is going to bring everything else.
Wow.
Thank you, Eddie.
Wow. Well, you've had it from Justus down to that question, and
then and then how easy it was.
Yeah.
Amos is already an active guy,
Yeah.
so really I remember that I had to. He liked bobbing. We call it bobbing on the bike. I told him try to stay as still as possible because this in itself is a workout. If you have to do this for an hour, you're burning your energy.
So you won't have enough energy to keep going.
Exactly. So try to stay as still as possible. And being the active guy, he already is the hard worker. Everything else was easy there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So there you have it. Everybody who has been asking, and thank you very much, Justus, once again for coming to the show.
Yes.
The CEO bench is about voting, and just as you were voted by a huge number of people who kept asking, and we've got a lot of people. We've got about 50 people on the list of nomination.
Oh my God!
And I'm actually shocked that you came before Amos. He was the first person nominated. We've written to him, but he's been running around quite a bit.
Yes.
So we've got a lot of people we've nominated, and the CEO bench is about nomination.
Yes.
You have to be nominated, and when you're nominated, they have to give the reason why they have nominated you. And then our job is to reach out to bring you. We want you to reach out to those who nominated you. What message do you have for those who are nominated? If you look into this camera as we close the show.
Again, I take the honors, okay, and I would like to take this bow over you all. Thank you very, very much for believing in my vision. Thank you for continuing to support my leadership journey. I would like to challenge you one more time. I want you to go and think about your own life purpose, okay, because that is going to be your blueprint, okay. That is your blueprint, and it will guide you. That is your guide, okay. Think about your purpose, the things that you are extremely good at, and then start to give value, okay? I actually gotta wrap it up telling you 5 things, okay? The 5 things you will do every day to be anything you want to be, okay? Number 1, ask yourself what value you have to give, okay? Number 2, go back and master the value you have to give. Number 3, everyone you talk to, ask them what value you can give. Number 4, give value. Be of value. And number 5, as you wrap up your day, ask yourself, what value did I give? Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Justus, for coming to the show. We want to say goodbye to Justus, and to all of you guys there, we want to say thank you. The CEO bench has come to an end today. Until next week, stay grounded and stay fresh. We will be bringing you another CEO on the CEO bench.
My name is Dr. Jinpo Olowo. Thank you for watching House of Talent Television. I love to inspire people. I love to talk about my experiences and how God has been able to use me in the different exposures. And through the leadership, through change management and transformation, I've been able to do a couple of things in my life. Now, are you a kind of person who is tired of your status quo? Do you want your situation to change? Are you tired of what is going on in your life? You know, change is a fact of life. We've all been through experiences in the last couple of months that have taken us to a place where we need to do something about our lives. We need to change whatever is going on. So if you have not piled up investment for yourself, you need to do that. If you've not done businesses to hold your family in future, you need to do that. Are you thinking of full-time employment? You need to be thinking about your life after employment or your business in the next couple of years. So if you want us to chat, if you want us to talk about this, please get in touch with us at SEAL Uganda on number 0772-443085, or check our website www.sealuganda.com, or on all the social media handles. You can hook me up or Facebook, that is Jinpo Olowo, on Instagram, Jinpo Olowo, and on Twitter and LinkedIn. then we can chart a way forward with you. We can help you, we can coach you, we can walk with you this journey of financial freedom. Thank you.